The bounce back loans and the CBILs loans, rule changes were made in late September to make good system of loans even better. If you remember, the bounce back loans are for loans for up to £50,000 and the CBILs loans for bigger loans. Now, over 1 million people have taken out bounce back loans. Now, fewer people have taken out CBILs loans, but still a lot of people. Now, these have been great because the terms are very good. There's no setup fees. For bounce back loans, the bank is taking no risk, so the admin has been very quick. And there's no personal guarantee for the bounce back loans. There can be CBILs loans, but certainly not for bounce back loans, which means they've been very attractive. This video goes into the details behind these loans and also some of the risks that I foresee and worry about. And I want to warn people to make sure that they don't fall into the traps that seem to be around. Please like the video because that really helps me. And if you could subscribe, you'd be very welcome. So what are the rule changes for the bounce back loans and the CBILs loans? Well, first of all, the deadline has been extended to November 2020. So now we can extend it all the way to November 2020. So there's another little bit of time to ask for the loans. But although saying that, I think a lot of people have already asked for them, so that doesn't matter too much. But the period of the loan has also been extended. So previously, we had a year, the first year, which is a year of grace. We took the money out, but we didn't pay anything back. And then we had 5 years repayment with interest at 2.5%. So overall, that's a 6-year loan. Well, that 6 years has been extended, so now it can be 10 years. 10 years is such a long time. How old will I be in 10 years? It's almost like a business mortgage. There is no business loan that I'm aware of, apart from a mortgage, that could last so long. I mean, it is quite surprising. And even within that, they're going to allow us to have some interest-only period and even maybe a complete holiday period as well. The terms are not like you get on a commercial loan. So why do I worry about them? Well, I think the extended period gives my concerns even more weight. And my concern relates to directors' loan accounts. Now, I know, directors' loan accounts, it sounds like accounting jargon, but please bear with me. So most directors, and I know that you can take out a bounce back loan if you're not a company, but most people who take out bounce back loans do it through their company. So if you're in a company, most company directors pay themselves with a small salary and mostly as dividend. So if you pay yourself as a dividend, there is a trap here, because if you're taking out the loan because you don't have the profits anymore, and that's really rather the point, it's a loan where you to subsidise you really well while you've got the problems of the virus and where you're not making profit. So if you're not making profit and you still take money out personally because you need to live, you need to pay your mortgage, then if you haven't got the profits, you can't pay yourself a dividend. And if you can't pay yourself a dividend, when you take money out of the company, you're creating a loan between you and the company. Now, normally, when you take money out of the company, maybe it creates a loan, but that loan is then repaid at the year end through a dividend. But if there's no profits, you can't pay a dividend and you end up owing the company money. Now, that has a tax effect. So in those circumstances, there's a tax of 32.5% that is payable by the company if you still owe the money 9 months after your year end. And it's something that needs planning. So it needs planning sort of right away if you're worried that you're going to end up with a overdrawn director's loan account. But there's more. It's not just that you'll have an overdrawn director's loan account and get taxed on that. If something happens to the company, I know we don't want to think about it, but if the company goes insolvent, then you are a debtor of the company. And so you personally owe that money back to the company. And it sort of slightly unveils incorporation. So because you
become personally liable for effectively a part of the debts of the company, because you have to pay back the money that you couldn't pay yourself in dividends. And I think those two risks might mean that you want to change from a director, from paying yourself a dividend to paying yourself a salary. And I know there's a whole lot more tax, but it might be something you have to do, and certainly something you might have to consider and discuss with your accounting support. So there we have it. The bounce back loans and the CBILs loans have been extended in when you can claim the loan, and also the period of repayment has been extended to a very long period of time of 10 years. But when you take advantage of these, just be aware that you don't want to create an overdrawn director's loan account, because if you do, then there are tax implications and liability implications, and I don't want you to fall into those traps. Thank you for watching. If you press the like button, it really helps me, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, you will be very welcome.